The first rule of Fright Club: you don't talk about Fright Club. The second rule of Fright: I'm sorry, Fight Club. I'm talking about it. Let's see what it's about. So, Fight Club, directed by David Fincher, released in 1999. That year had so much competition. The Matrix, The Mummy, Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me. So Fight Club was a failure, but it became a cult classic. It's got Brad Pitt and Edward Norton, two great actors. It's got Helena Bonham Carter. And the movie is such a mind trip. So, I've seen clips, right? But I've not seen the whole film. So, I put it on. I'm going to talk about some standout scenes. The scene where Tyler Durden and the narrator, that's Brad Pitt and Edward Norton, respectively, they're at a bar. Then outside, they're talking, they got a beer, and then Tyler says, I want you to hit me. I'm like, okay, so this is the startup of Fight Club. Oh, I will say, that intro, I thought this was going to be a science fiction film. The intro it's like the opening of the X-Men and the time travel portal in Stargate. I'm like, wow, this is really cool. And the music is nice. The credits are cool. But yeah, the first main scene when Tyler's like, I want you to hit me as hard as you can. And then he gets pelted right in the ear. I admit, I found that funny. And you can just see Edward Norton laughing. Now, after the movie finished, I looked it up. Brad Pitt was hit for real. You gotta get method in movies. So, they had a little conversation after that. And, it's a good slow burn. It's paced, and when there's fun, exciting, but very bloody and quite violent times, like it shows that. Like the chemical burn scene. Ooh. Yeah, I think that was a line that they used. Or maybe the powdered acid stuff. Like, I don't know chemicals that much, but yeah, that was a bit cringy. And but well acted. And then the office scene where Edward Norton, aka the narrator, he just beats himself up. I was reminded by the scene in Liar Liar, where Jim Carrey does that. He's Fletcher Reed and he's in the bathroom and he's beating himself up, throwing himself against the wall. So I liked that office scene because I was reminded by one of my favorite Jim Carrey films. I'm like, okay, this is a little nuts, but it makes sense for someone to do that. Because he's in Fight Club. Oops. And yeah, his boss is gonna fire him and whatnot, so he's got this crazy plan to make it look like his boss beat him up, and then the security guards turn up and it's like, oh, what you gonna do now? So that was a good scene. The weird dream sequence in the ice cave. I was like, okay, so it's very psychological, dramatic. There's light comedy in there. And then, when it got to the main Fight Club scene, when they're in the basement, Brad Pitt's standing there, he's got all the people, he's saying the rules, how you don't talk about it, you don't talk about it, and then, sorry if this isn't in order, if it's your first night, you have to fight, no shirt, no shoes, someone says, that's enough, or taps out, you end it, and, you know, those rules and that scene alone has become really iconic. It's generally the main recommended scene on movie lists, like best of. And the film itself is in top 20 films you must see. And then further watching, it got to a twist. That was all in his head. There was no Tyler. It was the narrator the whole time. He beat himself in the car park. He put the chemical burns on himself. It was him telling the rules. And when he burns down the place at the end, you know, and the whole project meltdown.
Mayhem.
It's like, whoa. That was insane. And yet, insane people would do that. So, oh, and Meatloaf is in it too. He plays Bob. Bob has bitch tits. So, yeah, that was a little odd. Like, bit crazy seeing him there, and he's a huge big guy with kahunas and that. But yeah, the whole time, every scene there, when Tyler's there, he's talking to himself, and how the movie's shot to show, yeah, it's Tyler, and then when they reveal everything and people are looking at him weird, pointing, saying, what the hell? Yeah, that was, I spared a couple of laughs. I found myself going, okay, where else is this movie leading to? And then the things happen, it's like, oh, okay, this is why people recommend it. So, oh, and another little thing, Fight Club is mentioned in a Limp Bizkit song. So, yeah, whether the cast or filmmakers should feel anything about that, you know, that's just a tiny little trivia about this. And in my research afterwards also, it's based on a book. And I didn't know that. So, crazy story, interesting film. I can sort of see why it wasn't really a big hit, but it's got a cult following. I watched it all, and I may have broken the rules talking about it, but hey, look, Fight Club, it's pretty solid. I give it an honest 7. But look, it was a good mind. It was a good mind fuck. And the cars, look, they did good. Nice choreographed, and that's all I got, I confess, so I'll scare you later.